Welcome to Miss Pam Reads. Today we're going to read a Level 3 book. This is called Batman, The Birthday Bash, written by Percival Muntz and illustrated by Rick Burchett. The Batman, The Birthday Bash. Oh, that doesn't look like fun. All right. Chapter 1. Oh, it's a chapter book. Chapter 1. Missing One Clown. Bruce Wayne was one of the richest men in Gotham City. He lived in Wayne Manor, above a secret cave, the Bat Cave. That's because Bruce was also Batman. Every evening, Batman carefully checked his crime-fighting tools and equipment. Then he would go out on patrol. It was late afternoon in Gotham City. The Batmobile came to a stop in front of Arkham Asylum. Commissioner Gordon stood waiting as Batman climbed out of his car. "Bad news, Batman," said Gordon. "Has there been a breakout?" Batman asked. "Follow me," Gordon said. Loud laughs and angry shouts filled the dark hallways inside Arkham. Behind closed doors were the mean villains Batman had caught during his many adventures. This says, "The Joker has escaped." The Commissioner and the Dark Knight walked to an open door at the end of the hall. "It's worse than I thought," said Batman. "This was the Joker's cell." Gordon pointed to a big hole in the wall. Smoke rose from the hole. "How did this happen?" asked Batman. "The Joker had been very good lately," Gordon said. "So we let him bake a cake in the kitchen. He must have mixed something with the flour and sugar to make a bomb," said Batman. "Right," agreed Gordon. When he went back to his cell, he put a candle in the cake, lit it, and boom! "A candle?" asked Batman. "That's right. It's the Joker's birthday. I bet I know where he's gone to." Chapter 2. Funhouse Fight. On Gotham Pier, an amusement park stood empty. The rides had been closed long ago. Now they were falling apart. At the entrance to the park, an old sign read, "Danger, keep out." Back in the back room of the fun house, two men played a game of checkers. One man was named Sweeney. The other was named McGurk. Sweeney looked up from the game. "Do you think our boss really broke out of Arkham Asylum?" he asked. McGurk shook his head. "He said to meet him here tonight, but no one breaks out of that place." A laugh came from the shadows. Sweeney and McGurk jumped up, knocking over the checkerboard. "I'm glad you boys really believed in me," said a familiar voice. The Joker walked into the room in his Arkham Asylum uniform. "I'm back, boys, and it's my birthday." Breaking out of Arkham was a treat, but what I want a real party and presents. The Joker opened a closet. Inside was a row of purple suits. He put one on. Then he pressed a flower on his lapel. The flower squirted right into McGurk's face. Then the Joker threw a newspaper to Sweeney. On the front page was an article about an emerald. "The Emerald of Gulpar is owned by the rich Van Gilders," the Joker said. "They are throwing a birthday party for their son tonight. We're going to crash the party and get that emerald." "That is all I need to hear," boomed another voice. "No!" shouted Joker. "How did you find me so quickly?" "You shouldn't have returned to your old hideout," said Batman. "Get him!" screamed the Joker. Sweeney and McGurk lunged for Batman, but two batarangs spun out of the darkness and knocked the goons to the ground. Then the Joker ran through a door. Batman was close behind. Chapter 3. Here's looking at you. Where is the Joker? Batman wondered. Everywhere he looked, he only saw his own reflection. Batman had walked into the Hall of Mirrors. "Yoo-hoo, Bats!" a shrill voice echoed in the room. "I bet you can't find me." Suddenly, Batman saw the Joker. Batman reached out to grab him, but instead his fist broke a mirror. He looked around. Images of the Joker were all around him, but which one was real? Batman grabbed for another image, but a second mirror broke into 100 pieces. Batman could hear the Joker laughing. "How are you going to catch me if you don't know which me is the real me?" asked the Joker. Then the real Joker crept up behind Batman. He hit Batman hard with his fist. Batman fell to the floor in a heap. Chapter 4. A Deadly Ride. When Batman woke up, he found he was chained to his seat on the old Ferris wheel. "Enjoy the ride," said Joker. He pushed a lever. Slowly, the Ferris wheel began to shake and creak. "I've set this rusty ride to go as fast as it can," said the Joker. "So long, Batman. I have a birthday bash to crash." And the Joker and his men ran off into the night. As the Ferris wheel turned, Batman was lifted up into the sky. He could see Gotham City's lights in the distance. Then the city turned upside down and back upright again, and the Ferris wheel began to spin faster and faster. The view of Gotham City became a blur. Suddenly, the ride shook and swayed. "This ride is going to fall off its base," said Batman, "and then it will roll right into the sea, taking me with it." Chapter 5. Happy Birthday, Joker. The Van Gilder estate was huge. Long green lawns were covered with streamers and balloons. Colored lights shone in every tree. And there was a banner that read, "Happy Birthday, Gaspar." Gaspar and his friends were on the patio. They wore party hats and tooted on noisemakers. Next to Gaspar was a huge stack of presents. Vincent Van Gilder stood with Edith Van Gilder and watched the children. "You look lovely, dear," said Vincent. Edith wore a nice gown and a necklace with a beautiful emerald set in the center. Edith touched her hand to the emerald and smiled. At that very moment, the gate swung open. A tall, thin man in a purple suit walked into the yard. There were two large men behind him. With a crazy smile on his face, the tall man walked up to the Van Gilders. "Are you the birthday clown?" asked Gaspar. The Joker turned to the boy. "Some know me as the Clown Prince of Crime, but I prefer to be called the Joker." Everyone gasped. The Joker pointed to Edith. "I'll take that emerald." Vincent tried to lunge for the Joker, but he was no match for Sweeney and McGurk, who had their arms around him. Edith clutched at the emerald. "Please don't take this. It was a present from my husband." Well, now it's my birthday present, said the Joker with an evil laugh. He snatched the emerald from her throat. Sweeney, McGurk, it's time to have some fun. But, boss, said Sweeney, you got your emerald. Shouldn't we get out of here? No, shouted the Joker. Batman won't ever bother us again, and my birthday party is just about to start. Chapter 6. Sink or Swim. Back at Gotham City Pier, the Ferris wheel spun faster and faster. Batman heard bolts and screws popping loose below him. He had to think fast. Suddenly, the Ferris wheel broke off its base and began rolling down the pier. As Batman went head over heels, he slipped his fingers into his utility belt. He grabbed his cutting torch and lit it. Then he burned through the chains that held him. When the Ferris wheel reached the end of the pier, the wheel and Batman plunged into the dark, icy waters of the ocean. A second later, Batman pulled himself back onto the pier, dripping wet. He had broken free. As Batman sped away in his Batmobile, he called Commissioner Gordon. I know where the Joker is, Commissioner, said Batman, but he'll be with lots of children. I have to get him without putting the kids in danger. How will you do that? Asked Gordon. I'm going to stop at a bakery on the way, said Batman, and he smiled. Batman, exclaimed Gordon, this is no time for dessert. Chapter 7. Sweet Surprise. At the Van Gilder home, the Joker was running the party. Gaspar watched as the Joker rode around and around the yard on Gaspar's new bike, singing, Happy birthday to me. That bike is mine, said Gaspar. Not anymore, Gas boy, said the Joker. I don't like you at all, said Gaspar. You are an awful birthday clown. He and his friends stuck out their tongues at the Joker. Just then, a delivery man put a very large birthday cake on the front yard and then drove away. The Joker grinned at Vincent and Edith. You ordered a surprise birthday cake? All for me? Bring it here, boys. Mr. and Mrs. Van Gilder looked at each other. Neither of them had ordered a cake this big. Sweeney and McGurk pushed the cake right up to the Joker. Light the candles, said the clown prince of crime. I want to make a birthday wish. Suddenly, the top of the cake flew off. Out popped Batman from inside. It'll be your last wish, Joker, said Batman. As fast as lightning, he threw 2 batarangs. Not again, said Sweeney. I hate those things, said McGurk. The batarangs wrapped around the goons, and they fell with a thud. I'm not going to let you ruin my birthday party, the Joker shouted, and he ran towards Batman. Batman swung his leg in a flying kick. The Joker stumbled. Then Gaspar put out his leg, tripping the villain. The Joker fell hard into his own birthday cake. Splat! Chapter 8. The Last Laugh. Outside the mansion, Batman gave the emerald back to Mrs. Van Gilder. Then he walked over to the patrol car. Looks like you'll be celebrating many birthdays at Arkham Asylum, Joker, said Batman. Wrong, Bats, said the Joker. I'll be out again soon. You know why? Because I've decided my birthday's really next week. Ha 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 ha! The Joker's crazy laugh echoed into the night as the patrol car drove away. Oh, the end. I hope you enjoyed this story about Batman, the Birthday Bash. It was Joker's birthday, wasn't it? All right, thank you for joining me for Miss Pam Reads. Have a great day. And if it happens to be your birthday, well, happy birthday.